What is the most absurd baby name you have heard? Used to work in a military postpartum ward. First name Chaos. Middle name Danger. Certified badass at birth. Once knew a woman who was utterly obsessed with Kylie Minogue. When she got pregnant there was only one name for her child. Big day arrived, and she gave birth to a beautiful boy. We all thought that was the end of Kylie, but no, she named him Kaylee. This should be in our slash of atoms. I had a neighbor named Curtis. I just woke up my husband from laughing so hard lol Curtis Mayo. The first gender offensive name. At my kids' elementary school, the teachers would decorate the outside door to their room with their students' names. One kindergarten teacher had an interesting mix of names one year, most notably, September, Florida, and Skype. Someone named their kid Skype. I prefer her brother Discord. The youngest child Zoom, can fuck off though. Don't forget TeamSpeak. Friend of a former colleague named their child Neil, which would have been fine if their surname wasn't down. At the rival high school was a girl named Crystal. No big deal. Last name Lear. Still fine. Middle name Shanda. Those parents should be arrested. Tony Bud spelled Tane. WTF, I would pronounce that as Tuffney if you hadn't explained that is supposed to be Tony. Done. 30. At first I thought it was a foreign name, but nope, they named their baby 30 because he was the third child. Didn't Jacob Rees-Mogg name his sixth child Sextus? Poor kid, what do you even shorten that to? Probably Sex Mogg once he's old enough to be bullied. Shazam Cash. God, that's awful. Pastor. Okay, so it was someone who had heard the Greek word, and without knowing what it meant thought that America was a nice name for a girl. Honestly, America is a nice name for a girl. In elementary school I had a friend named Adam. That was until a substitute teacher in the 5th grade obviously didn't read the notes left for him, and when he took attendance, he called out Richard. We didn't have a Richard in our class, or so we thought. Adam sheepishly put up his hand and said I go by Adam. His last name is Head. It became quite obvious why he went by Adam. Turns out Richard is a family name. He's actually Richard Head the 11th or so. His parents seemed like dickheads. The dickheads in that family go way back. Someone in my country named their child Covered Bryant. Apart from Elon Musk's kid, a couple in my country named their child Sanitizer. Kid sounds expensive already. A friend liked the name Cassidy, but thought it was too basic, so she named her daughter Cassidine. She was 15. We aren't friends anymore, so I wonder how Cassidine is doing. She was a beautiful baby though. We had a neighbor who had named her daughter Mlady, pronounced Melady. Can't make this stuff up. Same, I have a patient named Melody. I called her Melody upon reading her name, before she corrected me saying it was Melady. My school vice principal was called Lucy Lamb. Not the worst, but you can't take someone seriously with such a cartoony name. She sounds like someone from Peppa Pig. A relative of mine had a job many years ago that involved meeting loads of people from southern Pacific Islands. Apparently it was the in thing to use English words as names because they sounded cool or looked posh. One guy was called Pan Pacific Conference. Swear to God. Brings back memories. We came upon Film Festivalia during late night directory browsing, migrating data. A woman in Australia named her kid hashtag. That first name goes literally with every surname ever invented. Hashtag Obama. Hashtag Wozniak. Hashtag Williams. It just works. Demonica. That would be a fierce drag name though. I once checked someone in at my place of work whose name was Ernest Tadpole. It was on his driver's license and everything. Moon Unit Zapper. She's not a baby anymore, but her name is still a bit back quote out there. And her brother Dweezil. Global warming. His parent wanted him to spread awareness about global warming, so they named him that. Why didn't they name themselves instead of using their child? If they cared so much about global warming they wouldn't have created another carbon footprint. The fact that people like this exist in the world makes me think some people should be sterilized. Linkskin, pronounced Lincoln. RIP to that kid's teachers. Lucian Graves III. That's just the first name. So were his dad and grandpa also named Lucian Graves, or did they just add 3 for no goddamn reason? As a teacher I've seen a few dicey names, some deliberate like Crystal Ball, Jack Daniels and Cooper Cooper, some very unfortunate like Genitalia, all the kids called her Genitalia, poor kid. Some celebrity just recently renamed her newborn son after it was pointed out that his middle and last names, Gene and Atul, were a big mistake together. Amy Schumer I believe. XAEA12. Which was soon changed to XAZI to comply with state law. Just today I heard of kids at my daughter's school in Japan. Their names, in English are Lemon, Grape, and Peach. Peach. Momo is actually a common name. Lemon is weird, and calling your son Grape, Bud is just mean. But Momo is the flying lemur monkey in Avatar. Went to school with someone named Amazing. Went to trade school with a Merkel. Nuvok, a girl. We're expecting a boy who was to be named Kevin. Stuck with the spelling, just reversed it. I had a bus driver who was named after her father, Angel. Her name was Lena. That's way too close to Ligma. Sadly I do not believe her last name was Balls. Gay Boza. So long. The Mormons have this practice on lock. Link in description. All of those names are real names that the blog found in newspaper announcements. I for one am very fond of Jennifer Vettiner and Ravokram. Zetstpol. Really? I liked Cashley. You can't beat Jillian. TRUCK. My coworker plans to name their daughter Covered. Please step in and suggest something else. Ebola is a pretty name for a girl.